I'm Candy Crowley. This is a special extended edition of State of the Union. The disaster the oil spill has caused in the Gulf of Mexico is also battering BP's image. CNN national correspondent Susan Candiotti has details.
Hi, Candy. You know, after the latest BP announcement, we reached out to a public relations crisis expert to get his take on how things went after last night's pronouncement, the news conference. And this expert said, Brian Dobson, that it was interesting to watch the COO of BP choosing his words very carefully. He said, you notice he never used the word failure. He said it didn't work and we're moving on to the next option. And it was left to the Admiral of the Coast Guard to use the word it failed. This, according to the expert, was very calculated in his opinion, and one more effort to try to repair the company's tattered image. BP's crumbling, environmentally friendly image is taking yet another pounding. Demonstrators in New York mocking the company by covering themselves in fake oil.
A foreign oil company on our shores doing damage to our coast, to our nation. That's the image that they've got to try to correct.
PR crisis expert Brian Dobson says BP dug its own hole early on, in part by calling the spill, quote, relatively tiny compared to a big ocean.
To call the spill tiny relative to the oceans is ridiculous. That's totally irrelevant. This is the CEO of a company who's spewing oil off of the biggest customer on the globe, off the coast of the U.S., the #1 consumer of energy.
Time and again, BP's boss has been asked to defend earlier statements downplaying the spill.
At the time that I made the statement, we clearly had not had any oil on the shore, and we were doing everything we could to contain the oil offshore and defend the shoreline.
Well, millions of moms working hard to provide for their children. But could their careers be harming their children's health? A new study suggests the more a mother works, the heavier her children get. Dr. Barry Sears is the best-selling author of The Zone diet book, although it's really more of a way of life, one that yours truly happens to follow and believe in. Dr. Sears, it's an honor to have you on and to meet you.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay, and by the way, I'm not the only person who follows The Zone. Jennifer Aniston is your most favorite, most well-known believer. Okay, let's get to the working mom guilt. This is the last thing we need. Now, not only are we spending not enough hours with our children, we're making them fat by working.
Unfortunately, it's true, and it's common sense that if you have a working mother, it means she has less time to prepare meals for her kids and herself.
Is that the linkage? It's not that your kids are sitting in front of the TV more or less active. It's that they're not getting home-cooked meals?
The answer is yes. It turns out that what's happening is actually quite insidious. The processed foods that we eat and more in America are composed of two ingredients. One is inexpensive refined carbohydrates, and the other is cheap vegetable oils. And when these two combine, they form fatty acids called arachidonic acid, but in reality, it's toxic fat. It's that fatty acid that turns on ancient genes that make us fat and keep us fat.
From NBC News, this is Today.
Back now at 8:45. This morning on Leonard's Look, one couple's dream of a perfect life that led to an unexpected and booming business.
Goat milk, first collected for family consumption as a nutritional drink and then recrafted in 2008 for the general public as a moisturizing, skin-healing soap.
I knew that we had a wonderful product when I put it in the shower and my husband's fingers stopped cracking and splitting.
A flourishing home business called Goat Milk Stuff was born, staffed by their homeschooled children and housed behind their house in a no-frills structure designed to keep the family structure happily intact. In just 2 years' time, their reach has expanded from a regional customer base to a national network of home-based distributors to an expanding global internet market.
Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Mike Huckabee.
Well, goat milk
makes some great goat cheese. And that's healthy for you, and it's becoming very popular in grocery stores and restaurants all over America. But there's one family making another healthy product out of goat milk, soap. And they've turned it into a family business.
On this farm in Charlestown, Indiana, Jim and PJ Jonas live with their kids. And their kids. They homeschool their 8 children. The youngest is 6, the oldest 17. But before and after class, the Jonas kids go to work at the family business.
Goat milk stuff.
Each child has a specific job in the soap-making process, from milking the goats to molding the soap, cutting the soap, packaging the orders. And shipping them out.
Now, goat's milk is easy to digest, allergen-free, and it tastes good. And for an Indiana family of 10, it actually became the source of a bustling beauty business.
Welcome, everybody, to our farm. We're the Jonas family of goat milk stuff, and we're ready to go milk our goats.
About 6 years ago, I started making soap for my family because I wanted a healthy alternative. I wanted a product that didn't have a lot of chemicals added to it. So I decided to make goat milk soap. We would give it away as Christmas presents, and I always got a lot of positive feedback. And now we sell it worldwide.
So I think we have to ask what exactly BP is doing wrong here. Or could this be a situation that's so bad that there's just no way that any company could talk their way out? Well, joining me from New York is a PR expert, Brian Dobson. Is that rare for a CEO to not be a master of communication?
No, it's not rare. As a matter of fact, you've seen it in several situations recently. There are some companies where the CEO is very, very well adapted to communications. But if you take a look at Toyota, Mr. Toyota was off. The Mattel crisis with magnets and leaded paint, they blew it at the outset. It's remarkably surprising that companies that appoint CEOs to be the shepherds of asset bases that are mega billions are failing in the ability to communicate effectively. It showed quite an attitude, and that's probably reflected right through the organization. So although BP had a crisis plan on paper, they did not buy into it at the corporate levels that were required. And they're really making one misstep after another. They got out of the box slow, they've been slow since, and they keep on compounding the problem.
Well, Brian,
Brian,
let me cut you off there for a second. You know, regarding your comment
Sure.
with Mr. Toyota, I mean, I thought that was at least an emotional response. He came and he cried in front of the people and he apologized. This was something that had to do with honor. And then let's be honest, when it comes to a British guy telling Americans that he's oh so sorry that he just ruined and polluted their entire Gulf and made so many jobs disappear, do you really think that people were going to care and listen to what this man had to say?
No, I think he lost his credibility, really. With respect to Mr. Toyota, I agree. That was a heartfelt response. He is obviously a gentleman who understands the gravity of the situation. But as a company, they did not move to him for many, many weeks. They were redirecting the story, as BP tried to do. They tried to minimize it, contain it, and so forth in a way that is not really effective. Anyone in the news business, anyone familiar with the news business, which you must be in these situations, realizes that facts will come to the fore. So the best way to handle crisis public relations is to utilize the facts, get out ahead of the story and manage it, because if you don't, then you chase it. When you are hesitant to be open, when you're trying to redirect information, you end up chasing the story, you're correcting the story, and you're compounding the damage.
Hello and welcome to JHD Productions, Dobson Communications Commercial and Corporate Demo Reel. This is Mike Russo, and I'd like to take about 3 minutes of your time to show you how you can assist your company in creating exciting and cost-effective video productions for your clients. Here are just a few examples of what JHD Dobson can do for you.
The Edge is more than shelter, sleek homes and stunning views. It's play, with massive pool, spa, and fitness spaces. It's culture, non-stop in the heart of New York City's hippest neighborhood. And it's smart, sustainable design, easy on the wallet, and a 25-year tax abatement. This is the Williamsburg Edge.
Yes. Now let's take a quick look at a corporate instructional video for the Sperry Corporation. Here, JHD was able to recreate an outdoor scene all within our studio facility, saving time and money for the client while providing a safe production environment, whereas shooting on location may have been hazardous. JHD Productions is a full-service in-house production, post-production facility celebrating over 30 years of continuous service to the Long Island and tri-state areas. Our 2,000 square foot studio has all the elements necessary to bring your client's job in on time and within budget. Concerned about high-quality production? We can shoot your video using the latest Red One camera system, which is equivalent to shooting 35mm motion picture film. JHD Productions, Dobson Communications is the combination of a full-service public relations firm and an award-winning video production studio. Knowing how tight budgeting restrictions are due to the current economic climate, JHD owner Hugh Daly and Dobson Communication founder Brian Dobson have made a commitment to work with your clients to make professional and affordable video presentations that will not only delight and excite your present client base, but also attract new ones. Please give us a call at 203-894-9240 or 631-595-2818, or visit our websites at dobsonpr.com or jhdproductionsltd.com. For JHD Dobson, this is Mike Russo.